Hi, it's SJ. I hope you've had a brilliant weekend and welcome to Baby Name Mondays. A new baby name list is here on my channel every single Monday. This is last week's most liked request. So I thought it'd be fun to always film the next week the request that gets the most love in the comment section below, so don't forget to leave your request down there. And it was Irish baby names. I must admit I've been asked to do this a lot of times and I've been super nervous because the spellings, basically all the names are spelt like Irish people just want to cheat at Scrabble all the time. And the pronunciations are really hard as well. And of course there's Northern Ireland, there's Ireland, and there's lots of different dialects. So I've chosen a dialect that I think works and is most common. I'm also going to be giving you all the meanings because there are some lovely folklore names. These names are stunning. I've chosen unique Irish names, but also a few popular ones as well. Names that are maybe popular in Ireland and Northern Ireland, but not throughout the rest of the world. I should be good at this because my mum was actually born in Belfast in Northern Ireland. So here are my top 10 for girls and my top 10 for boys, unique Irish baby names that you will fall in love with. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So many of you watching this are not subscribed. If it is red, it is unsubscribed. Clicking on that is totally free. It just means that whenever you log on to YouTube, a new video from me, if there is one, will pop up in your newsfeed so you don't miss any of these. So first up is a girl's name, and it is the name Enya. Isn't that just such a unique sounding name? It sounds very Irish to me. It's actually an ancient Irish name that is only ranked at number 1371 in the UK. I would love somebody who has the Irish stats to go through this list and let us know its Irish stat as well. You can do that in the comment section below. So it's an ancient Irish name and it comes from a noun that meant splendour or brilliance. So beautiful name meaning, but even better story, because in folklore she was one of the Munster fairies who was apparently a wife of Finn McCool, and she was known as the best-hearted woman who ever lived, lucky in love, lucky in money. So how stunning is this as such a pretty name with that beautiful folklore behind it and meaning? I'm so surprised it's not being used more, so get in there fast if you would like the little girl named Enya. For boys, a name that I have heard recently because a celebrity used this, and it is the name Tyco. So Una Healy named her little boy this, and it's such a beautiful name. Such a cheat at Scrabble, this one. But it's pronounced basically like tiger without the ER, so Tyco. Let me know if I'm right. And I love the meaning because it means poet or storyteller. I think it is such a cool name, very, very trendy sounding. It doesn't rank here in the UK at the moment. And in Tyco was from ancient Ireland, was a king ruled in the 11th century. So very well-known name over in Ireland that hasn't necessarily travelled. What do you think of it? Do you think it sounds wonderful like I do? And what a gorgeous meaning for a little boy. Very artistic one, so I loved that one. For girls, I love the name Karen. And I love this spelling of it. This is a traditional Irish spelling that I found. Obviously we're quite familiar with names like Karen, which derived from this name, but I love Karen. I think it looks absolutely lovely with this spelling as well. Very romantic. I love long girl names. Sorry, someone's ringing me. Just making a baby name video. They'll think that's a bit weird. Yeah, so it's from the Gaelic Cara, which means little friend or little beloved. So how lovely is that? She was the mother of the legendary Niall of 9 hostages. So yeah, a very strong, fierce woman in folklore as well, with a very kind and gentle name that I think translates really, really well. You may have heard an Irish name that's quite popular for boys but hasn't travelled again. It's the name Oisin. Now I know that some people pronounce this differently depending on your Irish dialect, but Oisin or Oisin, I just think they're lovely. I love the Oisin actually because O is such a strong popular vowel, as I always talk about, and it means little deer. So it's absolutely beautiful. So Oisin was, his mother was turned into a deer and he was found age 7, where he'd lived until age 7 as a deer in the folklore. So I absolutely love that. I love like when a baby name has like an animal symbol attached to it. I think it's something they can carry through the child's childhood. Yeah, hero, warrior and poet with an absolutely gorgeous name. I know this name is super popular over in Ireland, but yeah, hasn't travelled. So for anyone outside of Ireland looking for a beautiful Irish name, it's a really unique choice and doesn't rank anywhere else. The next name is beautiful and it is the name Enya. So lovely. We're all kind of aware of a band called Enya, but this is the spelling in Irish. God, I can't get my words out. I feel like I'm trying to do a funny Irish accent. That's why I'm trying not to. There are only 7 babies called Enya in 2015, and since then it has been unranked outside of Ireland. And it means kernel or little seed, which I think is just really, really, really sweet for a little baby. She's again somebody from folklore, and I just think this name is really, really, really beautiful. We love E-names, and it's a name that doesn't get used very often, so it could be a lovely alternative to Etta or Ella or any of those ones that are super duper popular at the moment. The next boy name is the name Cornleigh. So I love the name of this. It's a bit like Kanye West, but this is how it's traditionally pronounced in Ireland, and it means chief or hero. Irish folklore, Cornleigh's well was a source of great inspiration and knowledge, so it's a really interesting historical name, and it just sounds really lovely, and with Finley and all those Lee endings being super popular, it's one that could really, really work outside of Ireland. What do you think of it? This next girl name means exceptionally lovely. Isn't that so nice? It's a bit of a nickname name, which might be why it's more unique, and it is the name Nuala. But it's quite popular. It's at number 949 ranking here in the UK. I just think it sounds absolutely gorgeous. It is such a sweet name. It would definitely be a contender for me. So I just think it just sounds adorable. It's the shortened name of Fionnuala, which is probably more commonly used as a longer name. But I just think it's absolutely lovely. It's been in existence since the 13th century, so it's a bit of a vintage Irish classic. Isn't it? Would you be a little Nuala? Say hi. This one doesn't nap anymore, which means I always film while she's playing, and she always finds me. This is Evelina Blossom. Would you be a cute little Nuala? You are a mucky thing. You're a mucky mouse. So for boys, a name that kept coming up on every single Irish name list that I looked at was the name Holm, which means dove. So a lovely bird name, nature name. It's just a very... It feels like a calm, gentle, soft name, doesn't it? Maybe because it sounds so much like calm. But Colm is so lovely, and as I said, it comes up a lot. But it was only used for 3 babies in the UK last year, which is the minimum number that they actually even record. So it's not getting used. So I reckon it's an absolutely brilliant, really hipster choice for anyone looking for a strong Irish name with heritage, but that is unique and underused at the moment. Next for girls is a name that literally is spiking, like it's going whooshed up, and I feel like I have heard it. Maybe it's been on like a Netflix show or something, let me know. And it's the name Fia. So yeah, as I said, it is only at number 2,502, but in the last 2 years that's like doubled. It wasn't ranking at all, and it is just zooming up there. So it's easily apparently one of the fastest rising names in Ireland as well, and it is the ancient word for wild. So maybe would suit this little wild thing over here. But I'd love that. I think that's such an amazing name meaning, isn't it? We love names like wildflower, don't we here? So maybe she could be Fia Blossom or something like that. So this boy's name is quite popular, and I heard it for sure on a few different name lists, and it is the name Lachlan. So I would say Lachlan with a loch, like the Scottish Loch Lomond, but it can also be Lachlan. So how would you pronounce this? Let me know in the description box below. I think L names are some of the most beautiful names out there, and L names for boys particularly are so wonderful. This name is at number 428, so it is getting used here in the UK quite heavily as well. It has obviously Scottish roots as well. It means lakeland, so I think it's a beautiful water theme, nature theme, got that outdoorsy trendiness to it. It's quite a rugged name, I think. What do you think of it? So the next girl's name is so lovely because it means daughter of the poet or poet. And I've got a couple of names here. They're linked, and a few sites said different things about them, so I would love any history on this name, any good baby name detectives out there or Irish watchers. It is named Diabla. So I read Diabla and I loved it. It's a bit like the name Deborah, which I really, really like as well, but just extra special. So if you have a Deborah, like my best friend is the Deborah, and it would be lovely to have a Diabla after her. I think it makes a beautiful middle name. I love Dia as a little nickname for it. But the name Dervla, we're a little bit more familiar with, I think is associated with this name as well. Maybe it's a more modern spelling of it or usage of it, and has the stronger V rather than the B. So yes, I'm interested to know about this name. I like both of them. I absolutely love the meaning poet. Next boy name I love, and it's the name Brecon. Now this to me is so outdoorsy. I think of like nature, and it actually means though freckled, which is so adorable. My little boys have the most gorgeous little freckles and I just love them, and I just think celebrating freckles is all the way for me. And I think Brecon is such a cool name. It sounds quite like a surname as first name, so it's quite cool and strong as well. Brecon appears in lots of Irish myths and fiction, so you'd have a very strong historical name, but that fits into that surname as first name trend. What do you think of it? I think it's a really great one. Going a little bit more popular for the girls, a name I've always loved, I just think it is so pretty, is the name Roisin. It is an Irish given name that means little rose. So how gorgeous is that? I just think it looks absolutely beautiful in the Irish spelling. I really, really do. I think it's one I've been a fan of for so many years. I used to love Roisin Murphy. I absolutely loved her. I remember seeing her at Glastonbury, and I just think it's a brilliant name. That's very unusual. If you like rose or those floral names and you're looking for a unique one, then Roisin is a great one. For boys, as a wild card is the name Paddy. I really like the name Paddy. It's at number 806 here in the UK. It is a short form of Patrick, so it's a bit like using Lottie for a Charlotte, Patrick being a very well-known Irish name. Sorry for Evelina chatting away. But I've always liked Paddy. I knew a guy called Paddy when I was in advertising. It was just very, very cool, I thought. I think it's really sweet for a little boy as well. The only things that were coming up on forums was that Paddy is a bit of a slang name for somebody who is Irish. If you have a tantrum, you can be throwing a paddy. Paddy Power is a big gambling site here in the UK, so there's a few things going against it, but it obviously isn't putting lots of parents off because it's still being used a lot. It's just one I've always really liked. And for girls, the last one is the name Orla. Again, it's a very popular name. Number 533, Orla, here in the UK. So I'm quite surprised about it. That's spelt this way. Let me check the other way, the more without the ending on it. Yeah, without the ending on it is at number 88. So it is one of our most popular Irish girl names. So I know some of you wanted some popular names as well. But Orla means golden princess, so absolutely lovely. I can obviously see Evelina as a bit of an Orla, and her love of Elsa. Orla is a great option for that. I can imagine a Disney princess called Orla, can you? I think it'll be coming up. So it's one of the most famous Irish girl names. It is absolutely stunning. This is the traditional spelling if you wanted to be a bit more unique or traditional, but you could also spell it just O-R-L-A, and there it is much more well-known and popular. So those are my top Irish boy names and girl names, some unique ones, some more popular ones, their meanings, where they come from, and their stats here in the UK. I hope you enjoyed this list. Do continue to add more in the comment section below, and I can definitely do this list again. So if you want more, then put that as your request in the comment section below. And let me know what you would like to see next week, maybe without Evelina being my little chatty background noise. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, it would mean a lot to me if you did click subscribe as well. That just helps me to grow my channel here and get more people along to our community. And I will speak to you all on Wednesday when it is a parenting video featuring this little monkey. See you later, guys. Bye.